Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
The NSRBL season got underway on Thursday with a rematch of last year's final. Moses Wolde joins us on Desk and Explains.
It's exciting, man. NSRBL's here. It means summer's around the corner. And of course, that means the 6-time defending champion Lloydminster Twins taking on the Border City Blue Jays. A nice little rematch, like you said, Bart. Of course, this one a little more defensive than most. It was a great pitching gem. You had Chris Osmak, who got the start for the Twins, taking on last year's MVP, Jason Fector, who's on the mound for the Jays. Now, in the first, Owen Hill at the dish, and Fector says, yeah, see you later. 2 batters later, it's Kevin Payne, and that's a swing and a miss. The game was scoreless. After that, now top of the third, 2 on and 1 out for Fector, and he helps his cause. A nice little sac fly will bring home Curry Carlson 1-0 in the 5th. Osmak attempting to pick off Rylan Urban at first, that is. They do get the out, so they save another run. Twins desperate to get on the board, but Fector with 7 strikeouts on the night. The Jays getting some revenge, beating the Twins by a score of 1-0.
It's good. I mean, we only had the 1 exhibition game, and that went all right. I felt good on the mound today. First couple innings, I didn't really have command, really. I was all over the place, but I got the job done, and then the last couple innings, I finally came around, and it felt good in the last couple innings, so that was good.
To a certain extent, but I mean, you got to give Fector credit. He threw a hell of a game tonight. It's pretty tough for any team to put a ton of runs up against pitching like that.
In other action, the Unity Cardinals start the season with a bang, 11-0 over St. Walburg. The Macklin Lakers, led by Reagan Fazer, on the mound, defeat the Brewers by a score of 4-1. And the Standard Hill Lakers double up on Edam, 8-4. Although the high school football season doesn't start until August, the Holy Rosary Raiders are getting ready to hold their spring camp in hopes to continue their success from last season. Brett Morton reports.
The Raiders won the Wheatland football title last season and also their first ever provincial title in the club's history. But this doesn't mean that they're not looking to repeat.
We always place a lot of pressure on our kids to achieve a certain level of success. So we set very specific goals, and we want our kids to meet those. So just because we're reloading a bit from last year, we're not letting anybody off the hook.
The team has graduated 14 players from last year's squad, but the returning Raiders are showing the rookies what it means to become a Raider.
Well, it's definitely, you're trying to get the rookies feeling, comfortable around the team, and just a bond. You're getting that bond that you didn't, maybe they're not even used to on prior teams. You just want to make it special for them.
When you see them welcome you as if, you're kind of almost on their level, it makes you feel really good and a part of the team.
For Yanchuk, being the backup quarterback last year, he knows what he has to do to get the team back to the top.
I want to make sure I lead the team, rally the troops, and, every game I'm my best that I can possibly be, and know my plays inside and out, and make the right reads, and everything goes smooth.
With the success of last season, the expectations have grown much higher.
Well, quite a bit, actually. We'll put a lot of pressure on our returning guys. A lot of kids on the defensive side of the ball, and some key kids on offense too. So we'll be looking at a few kids to sort of carry the load for us this year, and not just on the field, but as far as passing on traditions and cultures and teaching the young guys what it is to be a Raider.
Brett Morton, Newcap Sports.
More than 100 bodybuilders will be taking the stage in Saskatoon this weekend, showing off their countless hours of hard work in the gym. And that also includes 5 competitors from in and around the border city. Now, Lloydminster's own Alyssa Anderson will compete in the figure tall category. Meanwhile, Battleford's Kendall Salzol will also compete in the bikini C slot, plus a couple competitors from Unity. And this will be David Guerin's first provincials. Both he and his roommate, Tegan Closter, will be competing in the male physique short category. And rounding out the top 5 is Onion Lake's Lynn Gaudet. In just only her second contest, the 35-year-old knows she'll be in tough when she competes in the bikini category. But as Nerman Issa reports, she's not letting that break her spirit.
It's been a lot of ups and downs for Lynn Gaudet as she works on bettering her health. The Onion Lake RCMP officer has a stacked schedule, but makes working out a priority.
I've always been active, but for a while there, I'd kind of just let it fall by the wayside a little bit, and enough was enough. So I went back to the gym, and then actually the owner of this gym asked me if I was interested in competing at all, and I was like, I don't know. And then, it took off from there.
It's hard to believe Lynn wasn't always this driven and this fit. This is a before and after photo.
If you could see my before picture to now, it's definitely doable.
Doable but tough. Lynn says her fitness journey hasn't been easy. There is no gym in Onion Lake, so she has to do the half-hour drive to Lloydminster to work out. This on top of her full-time policing job.
It's the mental game. It's more because physically you can push your body through anything, but mentally I thought that was the toughest part. Like, okay, I got to do this. I got to wrap my head around putting my runners on, going for a run, and preparing my meals and making sure that it's in the fridge so that I don't want to go to the store and buy something.
This weekend, Lynn will compete in only her second competition. Her first one was just a couple of weeks ago in Moose Jaw.
So super nervous. I think like the first time I took to the stage, they basically are just sending you out one by one. And when she said, "You're up," I was like, oh God, and you can hear the crowd. It's pretty nerve-wracking for sure. I didn't do bad. I placed like 9 of 13 and then 9 of 16 in another category, so not bad for my first time.
Lynn now sets her sights on becoming more competitive.
My goal is just to go do my best, show off my hard work, the body that I've earned, and go from there and see what my next goals are for next year.
Nair Manisa, Newcap Sports.
And best of luck to all the competitors out there in Saskatoon come this weekend. Now, a quick note for you from the Lloydminster Bobcats. They've added a forward from the Gunnery High School Highlanders Prep School in Connecticut. Forward Noah Bauld joins fellow Highlander defenseman Nick Quillen as new members of the Orange and Black. Now, Bauld is touted as a skilled, well-rounded center with a strong high hockey IQ. He's also a great 200-foot game player, so that's going to be big for the Bobcats. Now, he's 5'11", 180-pound centerman who's coming off a season in which he accumulated 8 goals and 15 assists in 35 games. And that is all the time we have in sports. We'll have more Newcap news and weather for you coming up right after the break.